Question everything, trust nothing, except for your boy CryptoKeeper. Hopefully everybody is doing well today. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok. We are ready to get after it. Markets are green, excited about what's happening. Lots of big news going on that we are going to dive into. We're going to talk about today. We've got some stuff going on with the Winklevoss twins, obviously, where that's going to be political. We're talking Mark Cuban. We've got Telegram, as always. We're going to be talking the TONALD blockchain. And then ChatGPT is making some claims that, hey, crypto is going to go higher amid this global IT crisis. So we're going to find out what that's all about. So stick around. If you guys have not smashed the like on the way in, make sure to do that. Would be much appreciated. It's the most simple, cheapest, easiest, free way to support the channel. And if you are on TikTok and you want to jump over and see me live on YouTube, be able to see the charts, I've got some live trades open and whatnot, feel free to jump on in. It's just Trading Wars, just spelled out correctly, Trading Wars. Yesterday, if you guys missed it, Crypto Crow smacked CryptoFace. I mean, smacked him. Now, CryptoFace had a just bad day, and that happens in trading. And on Trading Wars, where I'm forcing people to trade, it's incredibly difficult. And if you look back at the stream, if you guys didn't see it, Crypto Crow literally got into a trade immediately at the start of the show. I mean, right off the rip. And I looked at local top and shorted it down towards the bottom yesterday. And now it's obviously headed back up to the upside. Like I said, I've got some live trades open right now that we're going to dive into here in a couple minutes. Let me jump into the chat first. So chat on TikTok, I'm paying attention to you. I see you. Hopefully you guys are doing well, but let me jump in. I'm paying attention to my YouTubians, if you will. Enrique in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Word of the day, claustrophobia. Fear of closed spaces. An example, I'm going to the beer store and I'm scared it will be closed. I love it, dude. I love it. You've always got a little humor to start off my day. So I appreciate you, Enrique. Glad that you're here. Caffeinated Crypto in the house. Caffeinated. Cheers, brother. Good to see you. And yeah. Enrique said, funny how Crow's best performance was Face's worst performance. Yeah, I think Crow knows this and Face knows this as well. That is not going to be if they traded 10 times in a row. I mean, Crypto Face is a legend, does not lose often, 2-time champion on Trading Wars, and on top of that, he makes multi-million-dollar trades. He makes those look easy. So yesterday just happened to be, a rough day. CVO in the house. What's up, CVO? I had a chat with CVO a little bit ago about this live trade. There are the live trades that I'm in right now. I needed comforted. I needed coddled. So I called CVO and just had to ask him about a simple mistake that I made, but something that I will caution you guys about in case you make the same mistake so that you can at least set yourselves up for success. Somebody just sent over a lightning bolt gift. Thank you very much, Chef Pepe. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Let's kick it off. Let's check out where the markets are at. We'll start there before we get into before we start getting into all of the other stuff. Did I close down? No. Hold on a second. Here we go. I'm about to say, for some reason, CoinGecko was not responding appropriately. The global crypto market cap is at, drum roll please, let me update, $2.543 trillion with a T dollars. That is up 3.9%. Markets are moving. Glad to see it. Bitcoin, 66,433, up almost 4% on the 24-hour, 14% on the weekly. Glad to see that. ETH, almost 3,500, 3,489, up a little bit, down a little bit on the hour, but it's up about 2% on the 24-hour. USDT hanging strong at $1, baby. Good to go. Let's go. BNB creeping on $600, almost up to the $600 number. Solana almost back up at $1.75. Markets are moving. Toncoin, $7.28. Toncoin just seems to sit still when the rest of the market pumps. I have not figured that out yet, but when the rest of the market is dumping as of the last few months, Toncoin has continued to hold strong, which I've loved, obviously, being big in the TON ecosystem with TONALD, etc. That was really good to see. Any other big moves through here? Let's take a peek here. Well, CAS was at 18 cents. You already know I love seeing that. That is one of the assets that is in my mining farm. I've got Bitcoin and I've got Caspa in the 2 mining farms. So glad to see that. And let's see, has VeChain cooled off at all? VeChain's still moving a little bit at 3.125 cents. That's up almost 17% on the week. Let's check out the crypto bubbles. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hold on. Hold that thought. I'm showing you the wrong thing there. Let me entire screen. Boom. There we go. Okay, here we go. The crypto bubbles are green. Mog coin up 13.8%. Bonk up 15%. Popcat up 12.9%. What were those first three that I said? The big ones, the big moves? Yes, they were meme coins. That is not a surprise, right? Not a surprise. Let's see here. Caffeinated Crypto's unstaking Matic and taking the L. Yeah, Matic has not done what I think people were expecting it to do. JJ in the house is happy to be here. Glad to see you. Trade Intuition. If you guys haven't checked out Trade Intuition, check out his YouTube. He did a great job on Trading Wars the other day, and he'll be back on Monday. And like he said, smash that like on the way in. Let's see here. All right, so bubbles green, markets green. I'm going to dive into my trades here real quick, and then I'm going to show you why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, so up about, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I've got two trades open. I've got a 20x long on Bitcoin and a 20x long on ETH. Up almost $100 on the Bitcoin trade, up about $100, $85 on the ETH trade. All right, I've got some take profits and stop losses set. Listen, I don't sit around and sit on the computer all day long. So I have to set stops. I have to set take profits. I just have to. I don't have the ability to just sit down at the computer all day long and watch these charts. So there's a reason why I set those numbers the way that I did. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Bitcoin. So my take profit on Bitcoin is at about 67. That has been a range, or that has been a number, a very important number. You've been hearing me say that for a while. And a big portion of that is this volume right here. We've got a lot of volume right there, a lot of range bound activity. This is on the daily, because that area goes all the way from May all the way out into towards the end of June, around that 67K mark, all in here, just right in here around that 67K mark. So that's where I've got that. I've got my stop loss set at 64.4 is where I've got my stop set at. So let's take a peek over there. 64.4. Well, that is just above the value area. Or I'm sorry, that is just above the point of control. Now I pulled this volume profile from all the way back from January, basically the start of the big move here. This big move that happened right here. Wanted to include that, and then we've got all of the range bound activity after that. Right, I could have pulled it and just done a range profile. This is more of a time-based profile looking back from the start of the year until now. So switching over to ETH, my girl, right? Pulled this same thing back at the end of January, pulled it at the start of this upward move right here. I mean, look at this move, this move all the way from January. We went from, let's see here. We went all the way from on Tuesday, January 30th, all the way up to, I hate when I can't see this thing. Where does this thing stop? Right here. Here we go. Up to a little bit over. That was about an 81.97% move, right? That was a big freaking move from January up until, I don't know, what is that? March 3rd. From Tuesday the 30th to Sunday, March 3rd. That's an 81% move. And then we've been basically range bound. We've came out of the range a couple different times, but this, we came out of the range here and we literally just wicked down below here. Other than that, all of this activity is all within this range, going from value area high back down to value area low, blasted through the point of control, then up through the value area high, started to bounce, nope, fake out, back down to value area high, back in, all the way rotated the range back down to the bottom. And now we're creeping back up towards and are at currently that point of control. The value area high is about 36.35. That is, let's see here. Where do I have my take profit on there? On ETH, I've got it at 3,600. So I set it at 3,600 because the value area high is at 36.52. I basically, a lot of times it will run up and either just tap it or stop right below it. I don't believe that we're going to go a lot of way. I don't think we're going to just blast through that and take off. I think we're going to test it again before we continue to move to the upside. Although you never know. The ETH ETF news, it might not be like the Bitcoin news, and we might actually get some really positive reaction from it right off the bat. And maybe we will take off. Maybe we will, test it and then, continue to take off up past the $4,000 range. Can't be sure. Kaspa up at about 18 cents. Really glad to see that. About 20 cents is the all-time high. So I'm looking for obviously a move back to that 20-cent mark. Kaspa kind of does this thing that's a little bit different than the rest of the markets. Kaspa lets Bitcoin do its thing, and it will sit pretty still. And then when Bitcoin chills out, it kind of has done the more traditional money into Bitcoin than money into altcoins thing. At least that's what it's been doing this cycle so far. Okay, that's what we've been seeing from Kaspa. So looking for that to rotate the range and move up towards all-time highs here before too long. Let me take off my squiggles here on TON. And TON coin, I mean, listen, we've just been in this range, just continuing through this range for the last week. We blasted up out of it for 2 days and then came right back in. I really like pulling these range profiles. Obviously, if I'm actively trading, I'm looking down at Market Cipher B, checking out what's happening there, what's going on with momentum, what's going on with the money flow. Obviously, I'm looking at volume, looking at times, looking at all of these ranges. Just basically going through all of the metrics that I learned really from CVO and Magic, which has really helped me to trade. Skipping back over to my trade. We're up $100, basically the same exact thing on both of these trades, right at $100 up on both of those. Didn't put a ton on these trades, but I mean, shoot, I'm up 18.26% on my Bitcoin trade. It's a 20x, and I'm up 13.6% on ETH, and that is a 20x. You guys can see this moving around. This is actively live. I think I put maybe $500 on each of these, something like that. Nothing crazy. $600, $700. I don't know, something like that. And then listen, here's the mistake that I made. Let me talk about it real quick. The mistake that I made, it might be kind of hard to see right here. So I've got this set as cross leverage. I did not mean to set this as cross. I jumped into both trades at the same time. I always keep it isolated. For some reason, this thing shot to cross. Okay, so I called CVO and said, hey, where am I going to get in trouble with this cross leverage? So let me explain it to you guys. For those of you that don't know, isolated versus cross, right? Isolated is just going to take money from the trade that you have active. So if there's a 20% move and you're at 5x, it's going to liquidate you because that's how much you put into the trade, right? 20% move, 5x leverage. Okay, you get liquidated. That's actually a hair off of that, but you get the idea. With cross leverage, if you have more money sitting in your account, which I do, sitting in your trading account, sitting in your perpetuals, your futures account, then guess what? It's going to start pulling. If you head down towards that liquidation point and you're about to get liquidated, it'll say nope, and it'll pull money off of the rest of your account. Now, so I accidentally put it in, and what I realized is that, hey, I can't change it. So I was going to bail out of the trade because I didn't want it to start pulling money if the trade went against me. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. I've got a stop loss set. I have a stop set. So the stop is going to trigger well before I get liquidated. Now, CBO did mention that I should pay close attention to it because sometimes the exchanges can get a little bit funky. But all of that just to say, make sure to set your stop loss if that is what you guys are doing as it relates to trading. And especially if you make a stupid mistake like I did and put on cross, make sure you have a stop. You do not want to wake up and realize, oh, I thought I only got liquidated out of my trade. Not only did that happen, my entire account got liquidated. A simple mistake like putting a trade on cross and not having a stop loss will literally crush your entire account if that trade goes against you. So be safe out there, folks, right? Just be safe out there. So checking in, as I said, boom, a little bit over $100, a little bit under $100 up, about 20% up on one trade, about 14% up on another trade. What I'm doing, as I'm doing a lot more trading, what I want to do and what I'm starting to do as I'm feeling more and more confident in my trades is just putting larger position sizes in, right? Because think about it, I'm up 20%, but you know, on that trade, it was only, you know, $500 trade or something like that. I mean, it's like $10,000 because I got 20x on it, but it's a $500, it's $519 worth of margin, and I've got $689 worth of margin on the Ethereum trade. So I've got like $1,300 between the two trades. I'm not saying that's a small amount of money, but it's not a large amount of money either. If I now think about it, right? Let's just say I put $5,000 on as opposed to 500 on the Bitcoin trade. Now being up 19%, I've got $1,000 win. That's fantastic, right? The $100 doesn't, you know, just, you know, that doesn't get me out of bed, right? But $1,000. All right, cool. Let's talk about it. So as I'm getting more and more confident, and this is what I've been learning as I've been trading more and more and more, getting more and more confident, take the small wins, really understand what's working for you with your trading strategy, and then you can look at adding to position sizes. And even if you are at a large position size right off the bat, as long as you've got that risk reward set up and you have got what works for you in terms of the amount of money that you're prepared to lose, then you're good to go, right? But a lot of times people treat these exchanges as if they too are a casino, and they are not. And I'm telling you right now, just like at the casino, the house will win. You will have wicks that will get you straight out of some trades, right? You'll be like, wait a minute. And it will go down, and literally those market makers will come back down and suck that liquidity, say, thank you very much. Boom, you're either liquidated or you're stopped out, and the market's right back up. And it happens all the time. So figure out what trading strategy works for you. Make sure that you're willing to lose, you know, whatever your strategy looks like. Have a game plan for what you're willing to lose and how much you feel like you need to win. Set up that game plan and go with it. That's why I like to set stops and take profits, even though sometimes it feels like, you know, they get hunted a little bit. But I do small enough positions. I'm not doing $4 million trades like CryptoFace is. So I don't think that the exchanges are too worried about my $1,300, you know, a $1,300 trade or a $500 and a $700 trade. I don't think they're too stressed about that. So yeah, I don't think they're actually stop hunting my small trades. Even when I do larger trades, they're not actually large. So that's what it is. All right, let's talk about what's going on worldwide. All right. First of all, let's talk about Mark Cuban. So a lot of times I hate what this man has to say. Sometimes I somewhat agree. Let's talk about this. He says it's a Bitcoin play. Mark Cuban says Silicon Valley's embrace of Trump revolves around crypto. Cuban says you can't align the stars any better for a Bitcoin price acceleration. Let's talk about it. Venture capitalists and other Silicon Valley figures have embraced Donald Trump's attempt to retake the U.S. presidency. Their rationale to billionaire Mark Cuban, it's being driven by cryptocurrencies. Who would have thought a few years ago that the presidential race would be being talked about as driven by cryptocurrencies? He says it's a Bitcoin play. Cuban posted on X. Trump as president makes it easier to operate a crypto business because of the inevitable and required changes of the U.S. SEC. The crypto industry has roundly criticized the SEC for making it difficult to run a digital asset business in the U.S. Cuban is no stranger to criticizing the SEC. The markets regulator was once tussled with over insider trading, and guess what? He won. Under Trump, who appears to be ahead of President Joe Biden, the stage is set for inflation and uncertainty about the role in U.S. geopolitics. You can't align the stars any better for a Bitcoin price acceleration. How high can the price go? Way higher than you think. Remember, the market for Bitcoin is global, and the supply has a final limit of 21 million Bitcoin with unlimited fractionalization, Cuban added. All right. So I agree with a lot of this. The other thing that I want to throw out there, right? The other thing that I want to toss out there is that let's assume that Donald Trump wins this race. Okay. I spoke earlier today with Blockchain Crusader. I was on the phone with him a little while ago talking over a few different things that are happening. And one of the things that I brought up is that they have wanted so bad to do everything that they can to make Mr. Trump look bad, right? So it looks like it's inevitable that he's going to win this election. We are due, and this is going to sound terrible, but we are due for I'm not going to say a depression, but we are due for a recession for sure. Like, that's just a fact. We are due. The S&P, SPY, it's all over. It's way overheated, especially with the geopolitical climate that we have right now. So my question becomes, does Donald Trump win this election, takes over, and then in Q1 of 2025, we get a market crash and everybody can be like, see, your businessman didn't do what he said he was going to do. He didn't save us from that. You know? So I would not be surprised to see that be a reality. But then the question becomes, who is best fit to pull us out of that? Because that's going to happen, I believe, no matter what. I think that no matter who wins, this election, right? I think I know who's going to win. But no matter who wins this election, I do believe that a recession is coming. And who better to pull us through that, pull us out of that, than a billionaire business mogul that understands how to actually run the country like a business. That's the main thing for me. Screw all the mean tweets, screw all of the, the other chaos. I'm looking about business. I'm looking at business and saying, hey, the United States of America is a business, right? Yeah, business was good under Donald Trump. And so the concern for me is he's not actually the one calling the shots, just like Joe Biden isn't calling the shots right now either. So do they take this and toss the presidency into his lap? Not like they're giving it to him. I'm just saying, like, okay, boom, he takes over. And then we have a massive, massive dump in traditional markets. Now, the flip side of that, people are starting to not trust these banks. People are starting to genuinely not trust these banks. The only reason I use the traditional banking system is at this point is because I need to for a couple of my businesses that are outside of crypto. If I didn't have those, I would say to hell with the banks. I can figure it out without you. They have been scheming and scamming people for so long. And check this out. I don't have the article pulled on this. I don't even know if there is one. But Jamie Dimon is being talked about as, if Donald Trump gets in, being the Secretary of the Treasury, I believe. And he is now saying, Jamie Dimon, the one that said he would fire his employees for buying and holding Bitcoin, is now saying that he is pro-crypto and pro-Bitcoin. What a load of hogwash, bro. These people will say anything to get in the position that they want and or make the money that they need to make. They will say anything, right? This dude was so anti, supposedly. Now, I think we saw years ago that he was stacking Bitcoin as he was telling all his employees not to get it because he saw the financial opportunity at play. Rules for thee, not for me, right? But now it's inevitable. You can't argue the value prop that comes along with Bitcoin. There's no arguing that anymore. You got the largest financial entity effectively in the world in BlackRock with an ETF in Bitcoin and about to be in Ethereum as well, right? So you can't argue that anymore. So now it's like the pivot. A lot of these politicians will say anything that pushes them in the direction of maybe skimming some votes from here, there, and the other place. And they'll say one thing on one stage and say one thing on another stage and hope that the people that heard it on one stage just don't listen to the next time they speak. It's pretty chaotic. You can pull videos from all over the place of politicians saying one thing here, totally something different, maybe even not even a month later. Jamie Dimon is willing to do the same exact thing. He cannot deny the fact that cryptocurrency has a massive, massive, massive role in our upcoming election. He cannot deny the fact that it has and will play a major role in our finances moving forward, that the blockchain is a huge, huge deal, and you're not going to be able to get away from that. And ultimately, I'll talk about this a little bit later, I think a lot of the things that are happening right now with the traditional banking system, with the stock market, et cetera, are going to push towards DeFi being a very, very real thing. I think if they can simplify, I had a meeting this morning I had a meeting this morning with a company that is going to be, I'm going to be doing some work for. Going to be getting them linked up, doing some advisory stuff for them. And they are able to give 0% loans on crypto, like legitimately. And it's a really cool process. It's all smart contracts. You get to hold your own keys. I can't make an announcement yet, but they are doing that, right? The problem for most of these entities is, one, they're very difficult to use. So they're trying to solve that problem, trying to make it very simple. If you don't truly understand crypto, if you get into DeFi and start paying attention and start trying to figure it out, it's hectic and difficult at best. You will have a dictionary out looking up words, because a lot of it, or you're going to be Googling, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Because it's difficult to understand. So they're trying to solve that problem. That's one problem with DeFi. And then depending on how it's being used, the stable coin side of things, when we're talking about loans against assets and protocols, et cetera, need to be actually full on stable. Sometimes these smaller projects, they will depeg. The stable that's being used will depeg, which will cause chaos for either the company or the end user. And, there's always kinks to be worked out. But what I'm getting at is people are realizing that the traditional banking system is screwed. And they're looking for options. They're looking for different ways to utilize their money. Period. And stop. They're looking for different. And now we've got a lot of people in crypto that are incredibly smart, that are building incredibly bullish things for the space, that effectively operate the same way that a bank does, but they're way freaking better. And they're not taking advantage of people the same way that the banks are. And so I think as people get more and more hip to the idea of DeFi, they're going to use it. They're going to use it. And I know that that's scary for these banks, which is part of the reason that they've pushed back so hard and try to tell you it's all about, scams and this, that, and the third. No, there's a lot of really good building happening in the crypto space that could change a lot of things in the business sense for our economy right now, if we are willing to not push all that business overseas, which is what we have been doing in the past. So we do not want stuff going overseas. We want to keep it here. We want to get the W here in the United States, as it were, with crypto. And if the United States, if Donald Trump gets elected and the United States genuinely, decides to put Bitcoin on its balance sheet or as a reserve or actually legal tender, I won't be surprised. You heard it here first. I won't be surprised to hear a big announcement coming from Donald Trump at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville. That's next week. I will keep you guys posted. I will let you know. But Donald Trump speaks there next week. I've got a link down below the stream. If you guys want to show up to Bitcoin Nashville and you want to get a discount on your tickets, use my link. I'd really appreciate it. It's a way you can support me as well. But the fact that he's speaking there, obviously bullish for crypto. But on top of that, I think he's going to have a big announcement. Now, will it be doing like what they did, Nayib Bukele in El Salvador, and actually claim Bitcoin as a potential legal tender? Or will it be, hey, we're going to use Bitcoin as a reserve asset? I don't know. I just think that there's going to be a big announcement made. That's the word on the street. That's the buzz. That's the buzz. I talk to people, right? And the word on the street is there's going to be a big announcement coming. So Kryptonians, hold on tight. It could get a little wild. Hey, let's check back in on my trades real quick. Look at this. Let's go. Up about 20% now on my ETH trade and up about 22.3% on my Bitcoin trade. Now my ETH trade is more profitable than my Bitcoin trade is currently. So these trades are working well for me right now. I'm glad that I entered both of those trades. I really was strategic about where I entered those trades. I was waiting for a retest of a certain number, and I did. I was patient. I was proud of myself. I literally waited for the area that I bought into those trades instead of just pulling the trigger. So I'm definitely proud of myself for doing that because, hey, trading's tough. Trading is tough. All right, let's keep talking politics. Let's talk about the Winklevoss twins. The Winklevoss twins donate $1 million in Bitcoin to unseat Elizabeth Warren. The crypto contribution to Republican challenger John Deaton follows a $2 million donation to Donald Trump from the pair. There's the Winklevoss twins themselves. You guys probably know them maybe from hearing about, how they were the early investors and creators, supposedly, of Facebook. Gemini co-founders and crypto advocates Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss announced Thursday they'd each donated $500K in Bitcoin to drive Senator Elizabeth Warren out of the U.S. Senate in November, declaring the senior senator from Massachusetts one of the single greatest threats to American prosperity. The Winklevoss brothers have been vocal in their opposition to Warren in the past. When it comes to crypto, she is public enemy number one, Tyler Winklevoss wrote on X, formerly Twitter, on Thursday. She's the chief architect and driver of the Biden administration's war on crypto. Efforts were made to contact Senator Warren's office, but Decrypt is yet to receive a response. To unseat Warren, the pair donated $1 million in Bitcoin. That was 8 Bitcoin each to the campaign of pro-crypto Republican challenger John Deaton. The former U.S. Marine and attorney Deaton has weighed in on prominent cases involving the SEC and the crypto industry. John Deaton, pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto, pro-business, and he will likely put an end to Elizabeth Warren's war on crypto. That's what the Winklevoss twins are thinking anyways. There's John Deaton right there. He big proponent of XRP as well. Last month, the Winklevoss brothers also donated $2 million in Bitcoin to Donald Trump's presidential campaign. All right, so what's happening here? We've been talking about it. I've been bringing it up. You're seeing it in the news every single day. Crypto is coming full head-on, colliding with politics. And we are in a state of our nation, of our world really, but the state of our nation right now is dire. We have been the laughingstock. Our money is absolutely screwy. We're arguing over, who's got a penis and who's got what you call them if they do. Just absolute chaotic nonsense coming out of the United States. And we're coming up to a time where somebody's trying to step in and say, hey, the nonsense ends here. We are going to push forward and change the landscape of the United States. And we need it. We need it. Somebody needs to stand up with a freaking set of kahunas and say enough's enough. Now, so one of the most important, if not the most important election of, in the United States, in our history, definitely in our lifetimes, I would assume, right? That's happening right now. Colliding with the fact that we have Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, literally people are paying attention to crypto. Now we're putting it in the political spotlight. This is a bullish narrative for crypto. If you want to say or throw the idea out that this time's different, I think you should include that in it. I think you should, sorry, my mouth's really dry today. I think you should include in your this time's different speech, if that's what you want to go with, right? That this time's different, is that we are in a political race for the ages and crypto is taking center stage. And if we can start pulling business back into the United States instead of kicking it out, if we can get crypto haters like Elizabeth Warren out, if you can get someone like Jamie Dimon in that actually is going to support and be pro Bitcoin, pro crypto, if you can have all of those things happen, combined with obviously Donald Trump becoming the next president and him being supportive of decentralized finance, of him being supportive of Bitcoin, of him being supportive of freedom, of free movement, free transaction, the ability to buy and sell as one pleases with whatever assets they want to use, right? Then we are in a position to do great things. And I would say, don't think that you know how high Bitcoin can go. And also don't think that it for sure is going to stay in a 4-year cycle. Listen, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just throwing out there that you have to concede or consider the idea that this could genuinely be different this time, not just a talking point. I think as we get farther and farther, you're going to, as the market cap of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market as a whole gets larger and larger, you have the law of diminishing returns coming into play. And if we're going to actively end up using it as a reserve asset, or it's actually legal tender, or blah, 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 however this ends up within the next few years, few months, few years, whatever, however this ends up, we need a little bit more stability in the space. Now, is it great for trading, the volatility? Sure it is. Is it exciting to see your portfolio just zooming around? Sure it is. It's more exciting when it's going up, but you know, the reality is, like, it's a setup for a big, big win for crypto. And if you are a one issue voter and that vote is crypto, you know what to do, right? I'm not personally a one issue voter, although crypto obviously plays a big role in what it is I'm looking for. My, and I'll just tell you without getting it, you know, off the rails, mine are more ethical, moral, spiritual side of things, right? And the reason that I support who I support and in Donald Trump and where we're headed. Hey, things have been kind of wonky, kind of slow over with TONALD. We're waiting for this next pump to come. We've got some new partnerships inbound, and so, you know, a lot of good things happening. We're at about $3 million market cap. We had a big pullback from 6 million all the way down to 3 million. I got to tell you guys, I bought this dip last time. Let me show you. Let me see here. It's going to be kind of hard to see. This, let me see. Sorry. Boom. Let me do this. It's kind of hard to see, but this whole dip right here, I bought about 3 or 4 times. Okay, now I'm on the team. I hold a nice chunk of this token. I'm being very, you know, candid and clear and upfront about that, right? But this whole here, I'm gonna highlight it all for you, make it real nice and pretty. Yeah, right. This is ugly as hell. This whole area here, I bought on the way down. Now, it's looking like another opportunity for me there. And if you guys are looking for where to check that out, because I talk about it a lot, go to TONALD.io. And if you scroll down, there is a 3-step guide that makes it easy. This website is fire as well, but it shows you how to download TONKeeper, how to get some TON, and how to buy TONALD on StoneFi. Also, checking in on the Jesus community. I'm always bullish on Jesus, right? Always. If you're not bullish on Jesus, what are you doing with your life, right? $15.56 million market cap. This thing was all the way up to 90 million at one point. I do believe that there will be a revival in store. I will say this, right? So the Republican National Convention, I stayed up and watched some of it last night. And there's a reason that I just went from Jesus to this. This is not a squirrel moment for me. For the first time that I can remember, we've got politicians all over the place praising the name of God on TV and talking about Jesus and how he has not only saved people with, you know, from their sins, but also saved, you know, Donald Trump from a bullet. I do believe that things happen for a reason, right? I really do. No matter what your spiritual thought process is, no matter if you're Christian, Muslim, Jew, nothing, you know, Buddhist, I don't care what you are or aren't. I just don't believe in happenstance. And I do believe it was a God thing that saved him. And I do believe that we have a setup that is not only like very important for our economy, for our society to grab hold of and move forward, but also for the crypto space in general. I don't think that it is a just, oh, what a coincidence, you know, like, no, this is God ordained. And I have no problem telling each and every one of you that, right? I genuinely believe that God said, no, it's not his time. And it is time for us to move forward and unite as a nation. And I think that it's great that on top of all of that, crypto is going to be a part of it. That crypto is going to be a part of it. Like, so many people have thrown out there the idea that, like, cryptocurrency was part of the, you know, it's part of the Luciferian movement and this, that, and the third. And it's, you know, no, I don't believe that. I believe that it's just another, people will pull up Revelations and, point at some stuff and whatever. I don't believe that. I believe it's just the natural movement and progression towards digital society, towards a digital economy. Well, as that digital society and as that digital economy evolves, right, people still have their spiritual man, their spiritual woman inside of them that needs to be fed. And it's not getting fed with all the division and the problems that are in this world today. It's not. In fact, it's doing the exact opposite. It's creating hatred in people's hearts for each other on issues that otherwise should not be dividing families, dividing friends, dividing coworkers, dividing. Everything is divisive. Everything is dividing, right? So why? Well, here, Prophet Bear just said it. I was literally about to ask this exact. I was going to say it this way too. Why could God not use crypto for his glory? Why not? Why not? It's going to be a part of everything they're talking about, right? So I'm just telling you, I do believe that we are at a monumental time in our society, and by God, crypto's a part of it. And I'm really excited about that. I really am. So, all right, I'm almost off my soapbox. Let's talk about this. Well, no, hold on. I got two more things I want to hit on. How crypto could help Telegram become the world's first everything app. Now, Elon Musk, let me just say, has tried to say that X is going to be the world's first everything, or the, everything app. But I'm starting to wonder, the values that are the value prop on Telegram is massive. And you want to talk about truly free speech, you can say anything you freaking want on Telegram and ain't nobody stopping you from saying it. You can say anything you want on there, right? Says a core developer on TONALD, Telegram's network of choice, says the app's red hot crypto backed mini apps are about to get a whole lot more intricate. Telegram's based crypto games like Hamster Combat and Notcoin are attracting enormous audiences. Many apps or the messaging platform are poised to get more complex. That could help Telegram transform into the world's first everything app, mirroring China's WeChat. In a matter of months, crypto-backed mini apps like Notcoin, Hamster Combat have taken over the world. But one developer building on the blockchain that is closely aligned with Telegram's crypto endeavor says the messaging app could soon support crypto-backed versions of Uber, Amazon, and almost any other app out there. This mini app structure and its design is just the beginning. That's from Dr. Awesome Doge, a pseudonymous core developer on TON and founder of Tonix, a venture studio for the network, told Decrypt. The developer of Telegram's blockchain of choice, believes that the incredibly simple first wave of Telegram mini apps showcase only a sliver of what technology's full potential. Most existing Telegram mini apps, which allow users to earn points that are then convertible to real crypto via token airdrops, involve just pushing a button repeatedly. Here's the deal. It's just exposing people to a base. It's exposing people to the application itself. They're offering out these dumb little games that allow people to make money by using the attention economy, by tapping these damn phones. It's just like on TikTok when I'm like, hey, TikTok, can you guys please tap the screen and let me know you're here. Give me likes, give me hearts, whatever. It's attention economy. That's what it is. It is literally, very simply, an attention economy that we live in. All right, now, let's just say that these apps are promising real crypto rewards from coming over and playing some of these dumb games. Right? So you come over, let's just say you weren't on Telegram. You get onto Telegram, you start playing these dumb games, you get some money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. But now you've been introduced into the ecosystem, into the application. And then you start to say, wow, there's a lot of people that use Telegram. I really enjoy Telegram. This is it works well. I'm able to communicate the way that I want to. And then all of a sudden, it just opens it up. So you've got 250 million users on some stupid hamster game called Hamster Combat. But that's 250 million people that are on Telegram. Now you start offering services on an app that has over 1 billion users. They have over 1 billion users worldwide. You start offering real deal services, not just token airdrops from a tap to earn game. It's happening. And again, crypto is driving a lot of the narratives that we are seeing. You keep hearing it. I know there's a crypto show, but I'm just saying we're taking We're taking applications. We're taking meme coins. We're taking political events. We're taking our money. We're taking all of these things, and they all have this one thing in common that we keep hearing about. It's crypto. It's crypto. And Telegram is the spot for crypto. So let me take it one more step. I've been telling y'all since less than $2 to be on TON, however you want to say it, TON coin, right? It's up over $7. You guys would have made a mint. Follow me on that one. It's done very well for me, right? I've got a meme coin on there that is the Donald Trump meme coin in TONALD. That narrative's playing out. I'm just telling you guys, Telegram, TONALD is a set up for success. I'm not giving anybody financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and buy any of this. I'm not telling you to be on Telegram. I'm not telling you any of that. But what I am telling you is that if you're not a part of it, you're going to get left behind. And whether that's financially or whether that's just communication wise, if you're not on Telegram, you're going to get left behind. And being on Telegram then introduces people to the TON blockchain. That introduces people into, we're paying attention to the politics. Oh, hey, there's a Donald Trump meme coin. Oh, cool. Right. I know I keep going back to that, but I'm just throwing out there, like, there is a lot of synergy that is happening surrounding the TON ecosystem and Telegram. And Telegram, I believe, is going to compete to be that first real deal, worldwide do everything app. It's happening. It is growing day by day, hugely. Right? It is definitely rocking and rolling. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this freaking software update. This is what y'all came for, right? Y'all came for the software update. Y'all wanted to hear about this global IT outage and what's happening and how it's going to affect crypto. Well, let's talk about it. ChatGPT 40, let's ask them first, right? ChatGPT 40 says that crypto can go this high amid global IT outage. You're probably thinking, why would that have anything to do with it? Well, let's talk about it. In the wake of one of the biggest global IT outages, the crypto market is poised for significant growth, according to predictions from ChatGPT 40, an advanced AI language model. The unprecedented disruption caused by, listen closely here, right? This is BS, but listen to it. Caused by a software update from CrowdStrike in the Microsoft operational system could have sparked renewed interest in DeFi. CrowdStrike, their stock plummeted almost 15% in pre-market trading. So what does that do to spark crypto surge? The world witnessed what experts are calling the biggest IT outage ever, which is today. Major banks, media outlets, airports, and airlines across the globe experienced severe disruptions. Additionally, rail services in parts of the US and UK were affected, while payments in Australia and UK face significant challenges. Now, let me tell you this. This morning, I had a meeting at 7:15 with somebody over in, I believe he's in Australia. And he told me about it before I even knew what was going on. This is affecting people worldwide. Do you really believe, if you put your thinking cap on, right, that Microsoft, right, now this is CrowdStrike via Microsoft, whatever. Do you think that there was some sort of an unexpected Windows update that is damn near shut down the way that the world as we know it is operating today? I'm gonna let you think on that for a second. Tell me in the chat. Yes or no, chat. Does that seem feasible to you? There was an update that we did not expect that got pushed through. And now airlines, banks, trains, all of it, right? That makes lots of sense, right? No, I didn't think so. Doesn't make sense at all. Okay. But nobody ever wants to take responsibility for things. I'm not trying to always be the conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying I like to ask questions. I like to ask questions. We live in a world that everything is digital. Everything is digital. And you want to tell me that an unexpected update gets pushed worldwide and everything basically has to shut down because of it? Come on. The airline industry, I don't know the number for sure. So I'm not gonna to give I don't know the number for sure, so I don't want to throw it out there. But I will tell you this. It is in the billions of dollars a day and a lot of billions of dollars a day that the airline industry brings in. For the airline industry to be getting cracked in the face for massive amounts of money on a Friday, right before the weekend, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's not a holiday. Well, at least I don't think there's a holiday that I know of, whatever. If you think the airline industry is going to take, just lay down and take it like, oh yeah, sorry about the update that we didn't know was coming through. Hell no. Something's happening here. Something is happening here. Listen, I can't say that it was a hack. There's no truth, right? Enrique said, did they try turning it off and then turning it on again? That's right, dude. The other thing you do is you just start smacking it, like it's old school, right? You just got to hit it. Or like the Nintendo cartridge, you just pull the Nintendo and you blow on that Nintendo cartridge. Just try not to hop into it, you know what I mean? Because then you just need to blow dry air into. Oh, I'm sorry. This is family friendly. Family friendly. My bad. Yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is I don't buy it for 1 second that this was just some sort of a software update. It impacted 911 services in several states, including my state, Ohio, Alaska, Arizona, Indiana, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Ohio. The London Stock Exchange reported service disruption. Sky News temporarily went off the air. But their CEO has assured the public that the issue was not due to a cyber attack. He stated the issue's been identified, isolated, and the fix has been deployed. That is not saying that it wasn't a cyber attack, okay? If all that he said was the issue's been identified, isolated, and a fix has been deployed, that issue could have been identified and isolated, fixed, and deployed against some sort of hack or cyber attack. Let's just call it what it is, right? So why are we forecasting a substantial increase in the total crypto market cap, right? That's what basically this AI model is saying, right? It's saying Bitcoin and Ethereum are set up to benefit, right? The AI model predicts that Bitcoin could test 68 to 72K. The projection is based on Bitcoin's perceived value as digital gold during times of uncertainty. Well, if it was just a simple software update, and that's all it was, why do we have a time of uncertainty? Like what, a couple hours? I don't know. Last I checked, it had been going on for a little while, right? Are they telling, or does ChatGPT know something that I don't know? I don't know, right? But looking at Bitcoin as digital gold, which I do agree with, right? Times of uncertainty, I do agree. I agree with all of that. But my thing is that if we're going to stick with the narrative of, hey, it was a software update, we got it fixed, boom, bam, slam, okay. Well, then let's keep it pushing, right? Not saying that the markets are just going to go nuts from it, although I won't be mad about that either. But meanwhile, ETH, price at 3408, market cap of 17.85%, is expected to benefit from increased attention to decentralized systems. They're talking about 3,700 to 4K range in the near future. These are the things that I was talking about earlier today. DeFi, right? DeFi. People don't trust these centralized systems. These totally centralized systems cause the problems that we're talking about today, right? The problems in these centralized systems are caused, or when they happen, they cause problems like we have today. And airlines and hospitals and 911 services and train stations and planes, and everything just comes to a screeching halt because it's all running through one small little funnel. That bottleneck, that's the people, if they wanted to attack us, attack the bottlenecks, right? Hit them where it hurts. And if you were going to do that, this would be a good one, right? Think about the amount of money that has probably been just blown into thin air, right? So Caffeinated says his wife does air freight forwarding. She says no problems on her end. So Caffeinated, I totally believe that. The problems were with Windows operating systems, and I think it was only a certain you had to be at a certain Windows blah 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 whatever. but it was obviously a new enough or valuable enough protocol that a lot of these big time institutions are using it, right? So some of the, there's probably a lot of companies that are maybe using older software. They just haven't updated to, so it probably didn't affect them. Or they're using brand new software and this wasn't the most up to date. I don't know. I did not dive into it like that. But all I'm saying is, I just think that what the heck is going on with this? Oh my gosh. My freaking TikTok, of course, right at the end, like tries to kick me. So stupid. At any event, it is what it is. All right. So yeah, just people think that we are stupid. It's just, blah, whatever. Crypto fam, I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Make sure, guys, there will be some Flipper Hodl coming up. I got $6,500 on the line. So if you guys ever want to throw some super chats at me, I'd appreciate that. It's a way you can support the stream and obviously get your name on the wheel, because next time we play, there's only a couple names on there right now. One of them is Profit Bear, and Profit Bear's got that wheel tied up tight. Jesus is on his team with the wheel right now. I'm going to tell you that right now from that super chat he gave me the other day. So just throwing that out there, that he is sitting pretty on there. Monday, make sure you're back for Trading Wars. Crypto Crow goes back into the mix on Monday. So just throwing that out there. He is going to be there. There's going to be the full crew back again on Monday, which I'm super excited about. Excited about this season of Trading Wars. Crypto fam, I love you. I hope everybody has a blessed weekend. Question everything. Trust nothing except for your boy Keeper. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. I'll see you soon.